I'm gonna just go ahead and so friends, what a 48 hours this has been. The most unthinkable thing on planet Earth has occurred.
Moisturizing body wash that lasts in 4 times the moisturizer of your own body.
Somebody mute, make sure everyone's muted. I mute. Okay, I know that our hearts are broken in a million pieces, and I can't even begin to describe the emotions that I personally experienced. Devastation, for sure. Like a baby that I had given birth to was just taken, like just so much anger, betrayal. How can it be? Disbelief, like everything that you would go through in a bereavement. And just to kind of set the stage of how I think we'll all always remember where we were when we heard this news. And I had just signed up a brand new team, 45 minutes, an hour before. In the US, they were lit up. They were bringing other team members in. I had just been at SRC in India, and it was 2 a.m. Delhi time. And I had 8 hours earlier been in front of teams that were so lit up, that had vision, that wanted, that had desire, people that were making money, that they can't replace this overnight. Like, and my phone starts blowing up. I think the immediate feeling was just disbelief. This can't be happening. Let's get somebody to buy it. Like, the assets are too great. Like, this can't end. And then I got on the plane, and after conversing, we start setting up Zooms to explore. Our number one goal was, guys, let's stay together as a team, even if we have to find something that doesn't tick all of the boxes for all of us. The power that we have if we stick together is tremendous. And so off we went, listening to Zooms. I'm in the air, but staying in touch with everybody and finding out what they're learning. And you guys, every single thing that we looked at had some assets, some positive things, but every single thing we saw had major flaws. I mean, I love Modere. I don't want to wake up and say I'm representing another company. I love what we're about. I love the comp plan. I love how everyone could win. I love what we created. You guys, with Modere, we changed the profession. That can't end. And so we're listening to all of these different pitches and going, no, the average person can't build 10 wide. No, we can't have a structure-based plan where you have to have so many of these that have so many of these. No, the average person can't win. What we had, we know everyone could win. And so just listening to all of this with all of this emotion, crying so hard, thinking about those early years when I left my little kids and I missed part of their growing up years to build this legacy that was just now gone. And the dreams of the people who bought in to a dream for themselves because I was part of telling them about it. I mean, it was just devastation beyond what I can say. And I know that a lot of people wanted to make some quick moves. I couldn't get a gut check out of it. None of it felt right to me. None of it, like, it just didn't, because I don't want that. I don't want that. No, there were too many negatives. And then God, I don't even know if I was in Amsterdam or Minneapolis. I got on the phone with John and Michelle, and we started talking about what if we created our own thing. You guys, I am so averse to startups. But guess what? This is not a startup. We changed the profession with Modere. That cannot go away. And so as we started talking, putting the pieces together, you're going to meet some of the people that bring things to the table that makes this possible. And while I would, under any other circumstances, be like ultimately resistant, we've got the plan. We've got the plan. Maybe we tweak it a little bit, right? Make it better. We've got the products. We can, with the team that is being assembled, reverse engineer almost everything. And we can up level the science of even what we've had with the Live Clean mission, all of those things intact. We have the products, we have the mission, we've got the values. And I just want to share this with you. These kinds of things give me peace of mind because I know it takes a minute to get something up and running. But guess what? There were already some products in the works with these people that are bringing us together and are going to be providing the funding. There were already some products in the work that we can bring to market very quickly. So this is just like a partial list. Here's what needs to be done. Names, selection, domains, trademarks, company setup, operating agreements, bank accounts, merchant accounts, policies and procedures, logo and design, mission statement, web design, on and on and on it goes. Compensation plan design, warehousing, shipping, setup, systems, right? They list all of this thing and then immediately who you're going to hear from in a minute, one of the people that's making this possible for us, speaking my language in Spanish, something just popped up. One of the people that's making this possible for us said, I'll take numbers 1 through 4. And another one of the people said, I've got 5 through 15. I mean, the logistical pieces are in place. We've got the people, we've got the heart, we've got the mission. We changed the profession. That can't die, but we need to take it up a level. And I believe when we started these conversations, it was the first moment that my heart felt peace. And I had that feeling again. I am willing to do that I had 35 years ago. I am willing to do whatever it takes to deliver this model that we collected, that we collectively created. I am willing to do whatever it takes to bring this back and up level it in any way that we possibly can. All of the thoughts going through my mind, right? Every new beginning comes from some other new beginnings end, but all I could do was just sob. And when one door closes, another door opens, and you can't, as Steve Jobs says, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. The belief that this is happening for me, all of those things that I've been trying to talk myself into, because I know these things to be true, it landed in an instant, and I made an instantaneous decision. Yes, I am ready to plant my flag. And believe me, I know that as other people have seen this and other people have raised their hands and said yes, I mean, what we're about to do has never been done before, but we aren't a startup. We've got assets. And the biggest asset, you guys, we have is each other. I know some people are going to have to make some hard decisions. Maybe people need, money tomorrow. I just want to, if somebody chooses not to go with us, I just want to wish you well. But we really, really, really want all of you because collectively we are so strong. I want to turn it now over to John because he can share some of the excitement that he sees. And we all know how it feels and what it looks like when John's excited.
It's just so rare that I'm excited, but we just kind of cried it out on another Zoom right before this. I mean, Margie had us all bawling. And, this was a crazy long weekend. I'm like, is it only Sunday? Longest weekend of my life, barely slept. But I have to admit, I've been through this before. I went through this 10 years ago. So did Michelle Barnes. We were in a company that was shut down by the Federal Trade Commission. It was a lovely experience. Different circumstance, but same thing. Check gone, employees fired, product stopped shipping. And it was shocking, horrible, devastating. But within 24 hours, we're like, all right, what's next? I'm not done yet. This was a decade ago. And sometimes I love what you said, Margie, about connecting the dots. And that mindset is literally my number one reason I stay positive and I have so much faith in things will work out. Like I believe that God has a plan. Sometimes my plan was a little different than God's plan. Definitely didn't have a plan to deal with this weekend. We're supposed to be at a volleyball tournament. And you know what, by the way, anybody that ever says, did they know that was coming? Yeah. Tony was going to a soccer tournament. We were going to a volleyball tournament, totally knowing we weren't going to get paid our checks on Friday. Like, hello, this was a blow to all of us, right? And by the way, corporate didn't even know. I talked to Shane today for the first time for 20 minutes. But anyway, I only have 5 minutes because we have a lot of people to hear from. But the bottom line is, we went through this before, and within 24 hours, I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. And even though I wasn't happy at the time it happened, it's why we ended up in Modere. It's why we ended up building the most incredible. Guys, Margie said it on the last Zoom we just did right before this one. We changed the entire profession. The only companies that have had any momentum the last decade are the companies that modeled social retail with a customer-centric model. But still, after looking at other companies for the first, like the day it happened, all night we were looking at companies, all the next day. And Brian and Tim, who you'll hear from, were basically like, guys, we just need to do our own thing. And here's what you guys don't know. I have a friend of mine who you're going to hear from. And I don't know why I get like choked up. It's like the only time I get choked up on this stuff. So 10 years ago, he's going to make fun of me later. I know it. Josh, we go way, way back. We started a company together. Like, we haven't even talked yet. We've literally only been like Zooms. He's at a conference. But 10 years ago, he tried to get me to start my own company. And I was like, no, I'm terrified. I can't do that. This was 10 years ago. He's like, I'm telling you, you got to start your own company. And then for the last 10 years, we stayed in touch. He's like, dude, you got to start your own company. I'm like, I can't. I got this amazing business. I can't do a business as good as Modere. Like, why would I leave? Like, my people are amazing. I got Brian, I got Tim. And then he met Brian 6 months ago. And they started working together, and they started working on other projects together, and they started doing things together. It was just like this weird thing. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. You guys are working together. You guys are going to crush like anything you do, because they're like two of the smartest people I've ever met. And then this whole thing went down, and they were already in the process of launching products with different companies. Josh, you'll hear what he does and how he can do any type of formulation, any type of product, ship all over the world. He's got the customer service, the technology, the software. One thing about Modere I've complained about for 10 years is the tech, the software, horrible. So many tech problems. Like, they roll out a new enrollment process the week before the end of the month, and it's a nightmare. We're like, guys, did you test it at all? You're not going to have to worry about that with his tech. Anyway, the bottom line is, it will be bumpy at first. This is not like the perfect situation. It never is. But I do believe in what we're doing. And I knew the number one thing we needed to do was lock in the Zaleckis, Margie, and Michelle. To me, that was and the Teagues. I'm like, if we can get this core group, they were here before I was. Right? Margie was here before any of us were, right? Brian, Tim, they were here before I was. They were the ones that got us here. Barnes, Zaleckis, we're like, what could we do together if we stuck together? It was the number one priority. And when Brian and Tim got off the phone with me, I'm like, this might be it. Like, literally, this might be it. And now 24 hours later, since making that decision, we don't know. We're not just like, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be the most amazing ride of our lives. And by the way, Margie said it, it's not gonna be for everybody, right? We just wanted you to we wanted you to hear from us. We wanted to share with you our vision, where we're going, what we're doing. And I know you want more details. That's why you're gonna hear from some others. But we just wanted to kind of give you the big picture of, where we're headed, and us coming together, and us with our core group that built Modere. We can do anything. Anything is possible. We can roll out any product. We can launch in any country. We can do some incredible things. And we wanted you to join us. We want you to be a part of it, but obviously we want you to hear more. So I'm going to bring up Brian. Brian has been sharing some stuff with us regarding the peptides, the technology, his vision. And he's the one that actually enrolled me 10 years ago, along with Tim. Like, these guys are visionaries, and they're just two of the smartest people when it comes to making business decisions. So Brian, I'll turn it over to you, and thanks for being here, man.
Hey, thanks. There's no way I'm going to be able to talk that fast. So yeah, I just listened to you guys. I watched Margie, and I feel a little bit emotional. I feel emotional, for a couple reasons. One, I actually joined the company before Modere in 2002. So I've been actually getting an income from this business for 23 years. And I met Margie. I was like in my early 20s. I flew to Tennessee. I met her. She was like the super crown diamond in on stage, and talked to her for a little bit. But then I guess about what, 9 years later, we all got in a room in Sundance, Utah, and we started coming up with the ideas that that became Modere. And it's so the reason, I know this is going to be supposed to be a short call and everybody's wanting to talk about what's going on and but I just need to take a breath, like, uh, so I lost my mom last year. She died in her sleep. And I was going through old emails, and she became a Modere rep. And she sent out an email to all of us in the family, like, hey guys, I'm starting my new business. And she really loved the Modere products. So every time I would get the package, she would pick out which one she liked. And it's kind of weird when it goes down, and it's like, because I'm still, grieving that situation. So like, it's weird just that it's kind of like those things are that's, Modere's not here. So it's like, it's just kind of like another thing that kind of like had a connection with my mom. Um, so, and I didn't plan on getting on the call and getting all emotional, but after I got into that meeting in Sundance, people didn't get it. People thought like, oh, we need to join something that's current, that's now, but there wasn't really anything out there. It was like, just like now, there's not anything out there. There's nothing out there. That what are we gonna do? And I don't mean to pick on the whoever's, the Shackleys, the Herbalives, or the Usanas, or the Amares, or I'm kind of like, we had Modere. You know what I mean? Like, that was the way, way level above. And after I did the project, helped out. And I don't know why I want to throw this in there. I just want to throw it in there because this is the way it went down. Is that we started Modere, Margie, us, Zaleckis, we started Modere. As this kid comes into the room, Justin Prince, and he wanted to go above Margie. She said no. I had probably the second biggest team in the whole company. He wanted to go above me. I didn't mind. So I kind of propped him up. And at that point, I joined another angel investor network called the Tech Coast Angels. I had made a lot of money. Like I said, Tim has been my best friend for 30 years. And we brought in John, and there's just a lot of history there that maybe was a long time ago that doesn't matter now. But what ends up happening after that was, I started buying companies. I started turning around companies. And what's happened, and this is the only reason why I wanted to bring up Justin, was because he comes up with some peptide that's not really even a real peptide. And I have a business with the doc that works with RFK Jr. And we have like the connection to one of the only labs in the country that's an FDA approved peptide lab. So we can get the strongest products on the planet. And so I started coming up with this idea that we would eventually start a company, but I've been enjoying you know, traveling, family, just getting my, you know, Modere check. And I didn't really think that it was ever possible. I don't know why. I just thought, oh, you know, like Modere's still strong. Why would it close? Like that's impossible. And like John said, we went through it together where I was the number one check in that company that John went through, and I lost my income in an afternoon. And I was okay, but financially, but I saw grown men, women, families in tears, couldn't pay their rents, and right before the holidays all this stuff happened. It's just the same. It's just a catastrophe. And it puts a lot of feeling like we had to do something for our team back then. We made Modere the home, and we made it the home because they said they would never go anywhere. And the point now is that, so I have a business partner, Josh, that he is one of the smartest guys that I've ever met. You know, I meet him, he starts sending me videos of how he's a chess champion and he's super technical. And I'm buying companies and turning around the branding, and I'm like in the peptide business already. He's got products that he can literally, or vendors all over actually the world, where we could open up Europe, Canada, South America, Latin America, like all over the planet overnight. We can do that. We've got the tech to do that. We can reverse engineer any product. So we can make a product that you guys like or that you had before, and we could probably make it better. I heard somebody said, hey, can you do this and take out the seed oils? Yeah, we can do that too. We can do a lot of things really fast. Like, we're really good at going fast because what I do and what he does together is like really amazing. And I told John, I was like, hey, listen, I love you, man. And I'll tell you what, this is not really what I want to be doing. Like, I was enjoying my time. Just, I don't, I was like, I don't, this isn't something that was in the plan, obviously, but I actually feel a little bit like, I know every owner is going to be, you know, when Vima went down, we went and visited companies. We started looking at companies, and I walked into companies, and and some of them said, the owner said, oh, sorry for you, but good for us. And I was like, wow, that was, and I don't know if you watch, and I don't know why I'm bringing this up. I don't know if you watched the Prince video, but he laughed 3 times. I was like stunned. So, because this is families, you know? And for me, I just told John, I go, listen, I don't, I don't mind whatever you do, wherever you go, but I'm going to tell you this. We've been promised a few times that this would be a legacy company. They wouldn't get into debt, do stupid stuff, lose the business, think about money and take big. They, you know, we got in trouble. We lose our business because somebody at the top got greedy at some point, and they lost the power that they told us they were going to keep. And I just said, John, we have better tech, we have better product connections, we have like the doctor to the stars, we have millions of dollars to start, more money than we need. Why, what, like, are you just going to go to something that was less than Modere and like say, oh, we're going to go to something less than Modere, and maybe they'll bring a product in several months that was similar, or something that we'll get that product too, but Why? Because you go there, and I told John, this is the only thing. I said, we go there, and then what happens? That person that's making these promises, they're not even like the real owner. What if that owner does the exact same thing in 2 years? I'm just like, at least with our crew here, we can put something together as a team where I said, I don't even care. We could sign an agreement. Us, because I got to tell you guys, like the people on this call, the people that know me are actually not my business best friends, but they're actually my real best friends. Like they're like outside of business, we hang out. Those are my real best friends. And I just said like, oh, we could put a writing in writing. You know what? We're never gonna sell this thing. We're never going to get greedy with this thing. We're never going to take loans and put it in debt. This is literally just like a legacy brand. No, we're not going to get on people if they want to sell some other product and we kick them out because we're corporate people. And hey, if you're bringing value here, you're an independent contractor, not an employee. You deserve the right. Like people should be like, if I was your best friend and you were like, hey, like literally, if I was your best friend and I was like, let's do something together, how would I treat you? Would I mess with you? Would I like mess with your business? So anyway, I'm just gonna push it to Josh and say, like, you're gonna meet the guy that if he and I hadn't connected 6 months ago, doing product, tech, back office, funnel systems, you know, I don't know how, like he told me all this stuff he does, and the rest of the team were freaking out because they're like, oh my gosh, our social sellers have been wanting that for years. And we're like, well, what's the best comp plan? Well, we like the Modere comp plan. Well, Modere doesn't exist anymore. Let's take the Modere comp plan, fix the things you guys wanted to fix with it for a long time, and then pay out more than they did because they were greedy. And we don't need the money. We just need to win. Josh is a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. We're not going to worry about taking money out. We're just going to create like super high checks and build a legacy brand. And John was like, hey, if you really are going to do all that, like, I mean, I do trust you. I mean, some of these people on this call in Modere, like we've bought properties together. We've bought other businesses together. So, all right, Josh, I guess I talked long enough. But thanks for listening because Modere had like a family connection for me, and I didn't want to get on this call and actually tell you that I was happy about doing this call. I'm actually uh, like devastated that this is even happening. And I'm sorry that if any of you are having any issues, because I've never seen a company do this the day before payday. Like the evilness is like wow. So anyway, Josh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, first off, thanks for inviting me on. And I just want to say that, you know, my heart goes out to everybody. I wasn't in Modere, but I knew of the company. And I always viewed Modere as this like rock solid 20-year plus company that was going to be around forever. And watching the way that they did it without notice, without warning, without the leaders knowing, without people at corporate knowing, and doing it right before payday is just a really dirty way to go out. And so my heart goes out to all of you guys. And you know, anytime there's a crisis, you know, there's always an opportunity is the way I've always looked at it. I just to give you guys a little bit of background, I started out in the industry as a distributor. I was with a company for 6.5 years. I built a team of 50,000 people while I was there, and that was a rug pull situation too. The company went out of business, and I know, you know, from talking to, you know, John, he's been through this twice now, But I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I'm excited for the future and what's, being created here. So I started out as a distributor, and then in 2014, I started my own network marketing company. I've been an owner of a network marketing company now for 11 years. And during my time owning a network marketing company, I also built a software company as well, doing MLM back offices. And so I have experience as a distributor, I have experience as an owner, and I have experience as a consultant to the industry doing MLM back offices. And so I've known John and Nadia for, I don't know, maybe 15 years. John was in Maryland. I was in Maryland. I knew him when he was in ACN before he went to Vima. I watched him in Vima. I watched him here in Modere, and they're some of the most amazing people in this industry. And I've always said, John and Nadia, I mean, they're some of the best. They're some of the best network marketers in the world. And then I got to meet Brian, and him and I become great friends, and we're doing different projects together. And so when I saw everything that happened with Modere, I started talking to John and Brian, and I said, look, how can I add value here? How can I help? And I do think it's the best move for them to start their own deal, because two rug pulls and not being able to control the future and not being able to give their team what they need is just a tough position to roll into something else that, like Brian said, is just not as good. So I'm going to be bringing my expertise to the table. I have some amazing back office software. I know you guys have a lot of social sellers and social marketers, and we're going to be providing some amazing technology, abandoned cart technology. You guys have never had that before. 70% of shoppers are abandoning their carts. Our tech will save people's carts, sends them an email. We display that information in the back office so you can recover all of that business. Lead capture pages, funnels, clean e-commerce websites, real-time AI commission calculators. Like, we've put together some amazing technology, and very few people in the industry have it. And so I've serviced a couple companies in the space, but I've always usually done it for companies that I'm involved with. And so I've done over 1 billion in transactions through our tech. I also run a pretty big operation that I'm going to be bringing to the table for Brian and the team to use. I've got a great shipping setup. We can ship in the US, we can ship all throughout Europe, all 27 countries in the EU, Canada, Latin America. So we're going to be bringing our infrastructure to the table as well as our technology. And then, also products as well. I know Brian's got some amazing products. We have like 40 plus vendors we use for manufacturing products. And so I'm really excited, guys. I know it's a tough time for everybody, but like I said, I think this is a great opportunity, and you guys have some amazing people here in the team. Brian, Tim, Margie, John, and Nadia. I'm kind of the new guy here, so I'm just getting to meet everybody, but you guys have some killers here that are ready to put an amazing company together for you guys. So I'm excited. Thanks again for having me on, and I'm looking forward to adding a lot of value to the team and helping you guys, with this new launch. And I will say, like, I know I know John and Nadia have bashed startups a lot. I watch them on social media, always bashing startups, but this is going to be a startup on fire, because there's a pre-built infrastructure, technology. You've got money guys that are going to be putting it all together. So yeah, I'm here to help. I'm excited. Thank you guys for having me on, and looking forward to blowing this up with you guys.
All right. I think I'm next. So is everybody hearing me?
Yes, Rick.
Yeah. So my name's Rick Teague. Michelle and I live in East Tennessee. Just real quick, I'm an attorney, have 2 law degrees, got network marketing back in 1984, believe it or not. So we're in our 41st year. That's Michelle and I both. So we got 82 years between us. We got into Modere before it started back in early 2014. We're in our 12th year. We're at the top rank in the company, all that good stuff. We really thought we'd be here the rest of our life. I'm just telling you, I'm very analytical. I've been around the industry forever. I think this Zoom tonight is historic in two respects. First, I don't know that there's ever been a company like Modere. I mean, there's been other companies that closed their doors, but not in the way this was done, and not a company that had the assets and the strength and the track record. I mean, this company dates back 38 years. It's done probably, I don't know, 10 to 20 billion in sales. 10 to 20 billion. It owns patents. It owns intellectual property. I mean, it's got its own 380,000 square foot manufacturing plant. And, you know, it's just on Friday, we got an email that it's all done. So, you know, I haven't cried. I generally don't cry. I tend to get a little angry instead of crying. That's how my emotions came out. So I'm just like, okay, you know, so we go into this deal. And then the second historic thing is what has happened in literally the 48 hours since that happened. I've probably had in 48 hours, I've had probably 10 hours of sleep. I've been on probably 200 phone calls and probably at least 20 to 30 Zooms, literally. And we looked at all kinds of stuff. And I'm telling you, it was pretty depressing. I don't want to diss other companies. And there's some great companies out there. And we looked at some great companies. But one thing through all that, it became very apparent. There's a term in this industry called magic. And you really need magic because people are human lie detectors, and they know if you really believe in what you're telling them. That's why this works, is because you got influence with people and they respect your opinion, and that's what gets them to look. It's what gets them to move and what gets them to do it. And you know, the words are easy, the music is hard, and the music is involuntary, and you need magic. You need magic in a company to really have the right music to make it work and to get people to really listen to you and duplicate, you know, create momentum, do what we all know how to do. And I honestly, I haven't been in pedal to the metal. Probably, I mean, actually Modere was a pretty slow start for us, but probably 2009 was maybe the last time I really came in like full bore, like I'm feeling right now. And I can tell you there's some magic here. I mean, I will say this, the people on here, the leaders on here, the core group, we were offered a whole lot of money to be somewhere else. Money that most of you would faint, and you would faint dead on the floor and think we were probably nuts for not taking that money. But I'm not going to take money and go somewhere that I don't think will work for other people and where there's no magic. And that's what I felt like coming together here. I mean, it was literally 12 hours ago. I wasn't thinking this was the way, but it's come together quick. So it's historic that Modere got shut down like it did. It's also historic that something like this is coming together in literally 48 hours from when that happened. So with that, I'm respectful of time. I'm going to turn it over to, who am I turning it over to? Somebody's speaking next.
Michelle.
I think it's Amy. Could be wrong.
Either Amy or Michelle Barnes.
I think it's Amy.
Amy, then Michelle.
Rick, I think it's Amy.
Okay, Amy, are you on? I don't know if she's on here. Michelle
Okay.
Barnes.
All right. Well, hi, everyone. I mean, it has been a whirlwind the last 48 hours for all of us, obviously. For those of you who don't know, I see so many familiar faces in our team, sideline, upline, downline, all the things. And I love seeing your faces, you guys. I know we just got out of such an amazing SRC. I know Margie just got back from SRC in India. I mean, like, we were launching Mexico and Dubai. It's like we had all these new products. There were new products launches coming in June. I mean, a lot of you were like really gaining a lot of momentum after the last year of craziness. And then Friday hits. And I don't know about you guys, I feel like I aged 10 years in the last 48 hours, but so thank God we got some good peptide products coming. But anyway, guys, this is not the first time the rug's been pulled out from underneath me. This is not the second time. This is now the third time. August will be 30 years that I've been in this profession full time. And this is the third time this has happened. And the only thing that I can tell you, I mean, I look at these people that are speaking, guys, and I mean, we were looking at all these companies, and I mean, Brian and I go way back. I mean, we were babies when we met in my third company after my second company got shut down. I went to my third company, which was called New Vision International. And that's where Brian and I met. We were like the youngest ones there. Everybody was old. They were overweight. It was a health and wellness company, and everybody was super, super overweight. It was very disturbing, kind of odd. So Brian and I literally at an event in Hawaii, we would just walk to 24-hour fitness in the morning, work out, walk back, eat breakfast, and then have cocktails. So that because we were like the youngest ones there, but a lot of us go way back, many, many, many years. In the almost 30 years that I've been in this profession, I feel like I've seen it all, and and does this suck, you guys? Yes, it sucks. We loved Modere, right? I mean, the reality was if there was a better company out there, we would have been there. And so this is hard. And I told our last group that we were on a Zoom with that it's almost like we're forced to divorce someone we're still in love with. Like, how effed up is that? You know, we have to divorce somebody that we're still in love with. But what were we really in love with? We were in love with this right here, this culture, the leadership. You know, yes, we had amazing products, we had amazing comp plan. So if we can recreate that in an even bigger, better way, I am just a big believer, guys. Every time that this has happened in the past for me, it led to something bigger. It led to something better. It led to something stronger and more powerful. In the last decade that we've been with Modere, you know, when John and I brought our teams over here and we came here, like it was a whirlwind at that point too. And I'll tell you, like the last 10 years have been amazing. But guys, what's going to happen in the next 10 years? Now that we are able to do it with these guys, with Brian and Tim and with Josh, and obviously John and Nadia and Margie and the Teagues and the Zaleckis. And it's like, what a powerful. I just gave myself goosebumps. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is like a dream come true, you guys. And for us to be able to do what we want, the way we want, and to take everything that was great about Modere and just freaking 10x that, like, can you guys even imagine? You know, is it going to be a little bumpy in the beginning? Sure. You know, it's going to be a little bit bumpy, but Modere was bumpy for the last decade. And we made it, and we were still here, and we crushed it, you guys. So imagine what we're going to do over the next, 90 days and the excitement. And guys, we are going to be the company. We have already been for the last decade plus. We've already been the company that everybody wanted to be. We've already been the company that everyone was chasing. We've already been that. Okay. So that's why when we're looking at these other companies, we're like, you got to be kidding me. Like this has nothing compared to what we've had and what we've done in the last decade. And so I know, guys, yes. Is it scary? Is there going to be a lot of like a roller coaster of emotions? Like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Oh my God, what the hell are we doing? Oh my God, this is amazing. Holy crap. What did I just do? Sure. Yeah. You know what? And that's where we come together, we team up, we have each other's backs like we have never had each other's backs before. And we take this thing to the freaking top. And we are just imagine. I think Rick said in one of our chats earlier, he goes, who isn't going to want to be with us? I mean, honestly, and who's not going to want to do this with us? We've already created the most amazing company in this entire space. Are we sad that it's gone? Yes. Can we do anything about what happened on Friday? Absolutely not. But what we can do right now, this second, is come together like never before and create something that's never, ever, ever been created in the history of network marketing, you guys. So I love you guys. I love seeing your faces on here. Look, we've got this. And with this team of people, I mean, you can bet against us, or you can be with us or watch it happen, but it's going to happen. Because when we make a decision to do something, it's sick and wrong, you guys. We're gonna blow the doors off this thing. We're gonna have a blast doing it, and this family's gonna stay together, and we're gonna crush it. So I love you guys. I forget who I'm turning it to. John, am I turning it back to you? Is Amy back? Okay.
If not,
John.
is it Sarah or back to John?
It's either Amy or straight to Zaleckis.
I was gonna say, I think it's Tony and Sarah.
All
Well, then
right,
let's
let's.
That was
Sarah,
awesome,
tell you,
Michelle.
girl.
Wow, Michelle.
All right, everybody, I'm bringing the sunshine. Okay, so here's the thing. Wow, it has been hard. I actually took a shower for you guys. It's been 3 days of no showers, so thank you that you guys made me take a shower. But I will tell you, it's hard. I had both my kids here at Modere. My everything. I'm sitting in this house that Modere built. I drive the cars that Modere paid for. I'm looking at all of you guys. Like it didn't really even hit me until, even though we'd been looking and looking and looking, like it didn't really even hit me that like Modere's like really done until I started the last couple days. I'd been so busy, I wasn't taking the products. And like today I started going through all my stuff and trying to do like my routine. And then it just hit me on like, oh, that's a Modere product. Oh, that's a Modere product. I went and I took a shower and I looked in my shower and it was like all Modere products. And I pulled out the shampoo and like literally there was like one drop of shampoo left. And I just sat there and I just stared at it. And that was for the first time that I cried. I sat in the shower and I just bawled. But I also remember I looked down at that drop. It was a drop. That's all that was left, right? It was such a like crazy, like just analogy, right? Of like, it's done, right? But that drop of shampoo represented all of us. Like it wasn't just shampoo. It was like everything that we built together, all the experiences, the trips, the events, the calls, the Zooms, the like everything, right? And at that point, it was such good closure for me that I needed. And I'm like, Sarah, it's the reminder of, and some of you guys maybe watched my live the other day. I think it was yesterday. It's been such a blur. That we're all the asset, right? We're all Modere. And as like Michelle was sharing, like all these companies that we had been looking at the last couple of days, there were so many pieces that they were openly admitting that they took from Modere. We took this and we took this and we took this and we took this. And I'm thinking, why are we not just like how can we somehow create our own thing, right? And then obviously we got, that's when we started talking to John and Tim and and Brian. We all got in the mix of it all, and all the girls, and I don't leave anybody out. But that was the thing where we're like, yeah, like we can do this, we got this, and so I'm excited, guys. Like are there a lot of unknowns? There for sure is. But guess what? What else are we really going to do? Like for real, like what else is out there except what we're all going to do here together? There's just not. And so I'm excited. Like it's crazy. Tony and I, we made a decision that we're doing this, and my husband's 2,000 miles away, been at a soccer field for all weekend. He's going to come on here in just a second. It'll be the first time I actually see his face since everything happened. But we're in it to win it. And I just as long as we know that we're back to back, like guys, we can do anything together. The reality of what we did together in Modere was incredible, but none of you guys have seen anything. What I want you to be so encouraged by is all the things that you've learned in Modere, all the incredible leadership trainings and who you guys have stepped in to become, and the next version of you, all of that. Can I tell you something? It has all prepared you for this freaking Zoom right now. Everything has prepared you. So don't be scared, be excited, because every single one of you guys are equipped to go walk into what we're all into. We're all equipped to do it, okay? And so I don't want you to forget that. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to my better half, Tony Z. He's going to wrap it up. But guys, just know, like, we're in it. It's going to be awesome. We're excited that you're here. We're honored that you're on here. And it's gonna be a great ride together.
Hey, Sarah, can you hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. I am driving right now. I'm with Hudson. We're so excited because we've been in Kansas City all weekend for soccer, and he won the championship. So we're really fired up about that. It was in penalty kicks, but so cool. And I'm listening to all this, and I'm getting even more excited because it's always been about the people. We have the best people ever. And we figured out a way where like I love John and Nadia because they're so good at this business, but they're so selfless and they want to help people win and they want to give people a path to run on. They want to really create story after story after story. And they're like, you know what? Why can't we do our own? Why can't we make it better? You know, why can't we create something where people can get started and they can hit their goals, hit their dreams? They can lock in. And we have Brian and Tim and Josh, you know, where the money is and the technology. And like, we've got this perfect dream team where everything goes into motion, everything goes into place. And now we get to go and do what we love to do, which is build a business. You know, like Brian talked about the tech and John was like, the tech has been just a nightmare. And I'm like, it's great because we know how to all go and build a big business. And think about when you got great tech and great products and, you know, you got people running the company that care about us. It's field first. Okay, product lines. What do you guys want? Let's figure it out. Let's collaborate. Let's make sure we get the hottest stuff, the best stuff, like Brian talked about. Let's make sure that we get the right people in place because we're going to go do this together. And, you know, I love the Meltons. I love Michelle Barnes. I love Margie Alaprandi, the Teagues, Amy Gleave. Like, our team is so good and they're so strong. And now we get to come together and really work off one another and really go build something, put our heads down, help one another, impact people. Like, I mean, I think about what we're going to do together and it is going to be nuts. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, you guys are going to kill this thing. And I want to work with you. You know, I wasn't interested in Modera at the end, but they're like, to all of us. And I know you have people like this. They're like, I can't miss out on this. This is going to be so big. This is going to be so consistent. And it's not going to be easy. It's what everybody said. It's like, we're going to work the hardest we've ever worked before, but it is going to be the best results. I mean, we're going to see things that we haven't seen in our business in years. And we're going to see growth. We're going to see people win. We're going to see people come together, champion one another. You know, the teaching and the skill sets and how good people are that are a part of this, that are speaking, that, you know, you'll be speaking on probably tomorrow's. And there's so much talent, but it's good talent. It's great talent. It's good volume. It's people that actually care. People that just, it's not all about the money. I love what Rick said. It's not about, oh, let's go get a bunch of money and forget everybody else. No, let's go and help everybody else win and build something that no one can ever take away from you. You don't have to worry about this thing closing. You know, I was here on Friday, I landed and I got my rental car and then I went and I was driving and I got all these texts, you know, I'm sorry. I pull over because I'm like, what is going on? Well, the company's going out of business. It's done. It's over. And I'm seeing all this and I'm just bawling on the side of the road because it's over. And you get through that tough time. And you call some people. I remember calling John and John's like, Tony, is this over? I'm like, it is, John. And I just remember him being so cool, so steady, so like almost like, yeah, this is awful. And we're going to have to wrap our arms around a bunch of people really fast. But I seen it and I heard it in John where he's like, we're going to figure something out. It is going to be bigger than what we just did. It's going to be better. It's going to scale. People are going to win more. People are going to have more rank advancements. They're going to come together and have culture and community and events. And I heard it in John's voice and he's just like, Tony, we got this. And I love his vision. I love Nadia's vision because they know how to do this and they know how to do it big like everybody else you heard from tonight. And when the right people come together, we become unstoppable. We become unshakable. We become unmovable. And we have each other's back. We got each other. We lift each other. We defend one another. We help one another. We go the extra mile. And when we do that, we are in a class by ourselves. So I am super excited. I was telling Tim and Brian today, it's like, we are going to do so many great things, but you're a part of that. You're going to be the reason. You're going to be the reason why this thing goes crazy. And it isn't going to be easy, but you're going to be the reason and you deserve it. No one's going to take this one away from you. Not have to worry about picking a new one. I was telling Tim, I'm like, I don't want in 2-3 years picking a new one. Like, we're done. Let's ride this one home and let's do it the right way, but let it be for the people, for the customers. Let it be for us. Not about one person making all the decisions, not knowing what they're doing. You know, it's about us with the right team and the right people. So I'm excited, as you can tell. I'm driving home now. It's getting dark here in Kansas City. I'm just kind of getting out to Iowa, and I'm just really grateful. I want to say thank you to Tim and Brian, to Josh. When you have them come to the table and they're this good and they're going to do this much this fast, you don't get this in the profession. And then you got John and Nadia, Michelle Barnes, and the team. I said I don't want to leave anyone out, but this team of leaders will be unstoppable. And all the other ones I haven't even been able to talk about. It's going to be a special thing to see. And we're so grateful you're looking. And we're so grateful to work with you. And I'll give you this promise. We will not let you down. I'll end with this. We're not going to let you down. From building, from winning, from checks, from growth, we're not going to let you down. Brian, Tim, and Josh, they got us. They're not going to let us down. Is it going to be easy again? No, but they're not going to let us down. And when you have people like that, and then you have Field, and you come together, this is where the stories are made. And you're a part of it tonight. And we're honored. All of us are super grateful, and we take nothing for granted. And again, we are not going to let you down. So I love you, everybody. Call to action is we're going to be doing another one of these. And you want to get more people together. You want to hear this again tomorrow. We want to get more people looking at this, understanding this, talking through it with us right now. There's just so much happening. We'll put in 10, 15,000 people fast. I mean, it is going to go like wildfires, like gangbusters. So get ready. You know, talk to whoever invited John here. The chats are going. We have a plan. We're going to do another one of these tomorrow. Who else can you bring on to hear this, feel this, see this? It is going to be absolutely incredible. So with that, we're going to end the call tonight. Be ready for tomorrow. Start thinking about people that you want them to see this, hear this, be a part of this. We're open, chats, calls, Zooms. You got whatever you got stuff in the emotions. We got that. We will help you through this. So I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Woo!